Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir SilentGods video. In today's video, I want to talk about a few things that maybe some of you have been, missing out on, or maybe you have not noticed. And those are things that can give you some extra rewards, some extra free resources, or they just will straight up help you progress through the game. So I have found, I think, like 10 or 11, but actually is it 10? 10 things that you might not know that you might be missing out on. And yeah, it's definitely something that you definitely want to know, because like I said, it gives you some free resources. So first thing that I want to start with is, if we go over to the hero over here, and let's say, for example, I want to, let me see, is upgraded. Let's say I want to upgrade my Quarian. Okay, well, I do not have enough material, so I either have to go farm it, or I have the option over here, if I move myself to the side, to craft. Okay, so if I click on here, I can craft from the lower ones to the higher ones. But something that I did not know, even though I played for a whole season, and my Mrs. Ivy Gaming said last night, oh, you can convert from the other one. I can do this, click on lightning crystal, and voila, basically for every 2 of the same rarity crystal, you can convert from lightning into radiance. This one will basically work for every single one of the pairings. Okay, it's just themselves. So lightning is paired with radiance, which means you can convert 2 radiance into 1 lightning, or 2 lightning into 1 radiance. Same thing for fire and poison, and same thing for ice and necrosis. This can be huge, because as an example, if I look at my roster, I have a lot of Radiant and I only have 1 Lightning that I'm using. So I will be farming the Lightning domain and the Tempest domain, and I'm not going to be using that much of the Lightning crystals. So that means I can go ahead and just keep converting those into Radiance. That's going to be massive. It's going to save you a ton of time and maybe even a ton of stamina. So that's definitely a good tip to know. So that's tip number 1. Now, number 2, this is something that, again, it's not as obvious, and you might not know how to access it, but if you look over here at our stats, okay, if we click anywhere around here, it's gonna open a new tab. Nowhere does it show, it's, they're hidden. Nowhere does it show that this is how you can access the details about what they do. And basically over here is gonna say HP, what it does, attack, enlightenment, defense, attack interval, skill haste, crit rate, crit damage. Some of them are pretty straightforward and pretty obvious, but some other ones have a good explanation that can make you understand how these things actually work. So for example, one of the most important skills in the game, skill haste, skill haste reduces the cooldown time of battle skills and ultimate skills. Okay, current cooldown reduction 9% because I have 51 skill haste. So definitely keep in mind, anywhere you click over here, it's gonna open you the attributes tab and it's gonna show you what those stats do. Now, number 3, this is something that maybe you know, but maybe you don't, and it might look a little bit hidden, and that is when you go to the summoning portal. Okay, we know that we have the summoning details over here. It tells us about the dice, it tells us about the rates, about the fact that you have a guaranteed legendary at 35 healer light die, about the rates from starlight and all that. But as an example, something that I did not know, because it does not show here as well, if I go, let's say, go to the starlight one, again, it does not show, is the fact that you are guaranteed to get an epic every 35 starlight die. Okay, I did not know that. Again, the missus pointed that out, and it's over here. See, over here in the spot where it's always covered by the chat, there's a button that says summon details. You have to be on the starlight invocation one. You click over here and voila, it says from starlight die you have 3% chance for an epic, 20% for rare, 75 for common. But over here it says that every 5th attempt you're guaranteed a rare. Also, every 35th attempt you will get an epic. So I did not know that. I always thought that the guaranteed chance was only for healer light to get legendary. Now I know this as well, and now you guys will know this as well, because this is quite important. Now, the tip number 4, this is gonna be something that I completely ignored in the closed beta as well, and that is the befriending system or something like that. So let me show you what I mean. There are going to be some NPCs around the map that will have the following option. I need to move myself every time. So let's say we go to LFA over here. Okay, and you see you have 3 options over here. You have challenge, you have trade, and then you have send. Okay, well, I never knew what this send one was. I just ignored it. I was like, oh, you give her to get yourself a friend, doesn't matter. I did not notice the small icon over here and what it does. So basically what this one does is you give the person some of the consumables which you can farm, which you can buy, you know, it's free stuff. It's not something that's gonna waste, you know, it's not gonna be a wasted resource. So for example, I go to the bottom and try and get the cheapest stuff. For example, let's say, let me get the gray stuff, see, and the bar keeps going up. Let me see if I get something that are duplicates, maybe. Let's remove like this, boom. See, the bar goes up, and then let's see, let's give some more. 1, 2. Okay, this should be all. So as soon as the bar hits maximum, you should be getting a chest that gives you some rewards. Okay, I need to give one more thing. Let's go with this one. Boom. Let's see. What do we get? They're friendly. And now when I back out, bruh, where's my chest? Where's my chest? This is, oh god, was this rigged? Okay, let me just go and find another person to show that this thing works. I'm gonna be right back because it seems like this one was a trap. I didn't get any free stuff, so see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. So I came over here to Arbortea, and we found Captain Stark at the same thing. So I click send. He says, it says over here what the preferred thing is, which is obviously only going to use that, and that is meat. Okay, so let me give a few of these ones. Let's just give a ton of this one. Hopefully I have enough to actually use, to give him some of that stuff, to get him to be friends with us. Okay, might have gone a little bit overboard. Nope, just one of that, and like this. And let's see. Okay, so we should be friends. Let's see, we send this. Let's see what the captain's attitude is. Friendly. Okay, see, so for example, he gave us 2 pieces of gear. If you do this early on, think about it, you don't have enough equipment, you don't have anything. I think by the time we get over here, we don't have any pieces of equipment. So starting out with some equipment, even crit damage, you know, it can help. It's a basic one. Then I know I did some other ones that gave me XP potions. There might be some other ones that give you starlight dice. So keep in mind to definitely do this, because again, you could be missing out on some free rewards just by collecting stuff around the map and giving to people that have the send option there to become friendly with them. Now, tip number 5 is something that's in the same tab. You have the challenge run. Okay, so the challenge run is pretty straightforward. It shows you their levels and it shows you the rewards that you get. So for example, let's say I go and fight him. I'm not sure if I can beat him, but you know, maybe if I use all my crazy legendaries in here, I might have a chance. But basically, if you come over here and fight him, if you do manage to beat him, you're gonna get yourself the rewards they show at on the right hand side, which again, they're pretty good rewards. You get War Marrow, you get Starlight Die, you get Affinity Solvents, which can help you boost your account. So definitely try to do that, because you know what, why not? It's free resources. However, do keep in mind the fact that if you cannot beat them, do not stress of like, oh man, I cannot beat them, what should I do, how will I remember to come and beat him? Well, let me just go out, because it seems like it's gonna take a while, and let's just transition into tip number 6, and that is the marking system, which again, it's another thing that's hidden, it's not quite as obvious. So for example, I know, okay, Captain Stark, he's level 100. Okay, I could not beat him, so let me mark that on the map. You click over here on the map, then you click, let's say, okay, you know that he's over here, you click over there, and they open the label tab. Okay, so for example, I can select whichever one of these ones, okay, and I can be like I don't know, challenge level 100. Let me see, maybe I need to write it together. Challenge 100. Okay, create label, and now if I click it, and I can see there's somebody that I have a chance for level 100 over here. One thing that I use this a lot for is the tower defense, because the strongholds, I think they're called, the tower defense ones, well, you cannot do a lot of them early on because you need lots of damage and control, and early you're not focusing on that. Early on you're focusing on building a tank, a healer, you know, a put together team. So what I do is I mark every single spot where I have a tower defense. Same thing, for example, where there's duels. Okay, there's like people that say, oh, let's have a fight. They're kind of like challenges, but they're straight up duels. So keep in mind, labeling is really important, because you can have, you know, there's 100 labels that you can do, so that should not be full. You can use the same thing, for example, for resources and all that. So yeah, labeling is extremely important, and you definitely do not want to forget. Now, The next one, this might be something that, you know, you already passed it and maybe you noticed, but again, maybe you did not, because it can be a bit tricky. But that is about the battle pass, aka the walker's trails. Once you hit level 10 to this one, you will be getting this chest that says select rare hero. I know I already made a video on it, some other people made a video on it, but this is really important, as selecting a rare can be really helpful, especially if you get stuck in certain areas where you might need clans, you might need some heal prohibition, you might need shield removers. So getting the specific rare from here might be really important. But if you just play the game, you know, you pass to the next reward. I cannot show you right now because there's nothing I can beat to do it really quick. But after you get past this point, you know, let's say you pass just one or two or how many, you're gonna have a button here that says claim all. If you do that, you might miss the chest, and then you're like, okay, where is that chest? Well, the place where you'd expect it to be is like somewhere maybe over here, or somewhere like over here, or I don't know, over here. It's actually in the consumables. I did not expect, you know, a hero just to be in the consumable, but the chest is over here. As you see, I didn't even use mine yet. So the chest is over here in the consumables. You can go in there, you can select use, and then you're going to be like, okay, which is the one that I actually want to use? Then you can pick the one that you want. If you're not in a rush, just wait, you know, just wait, see what you pull, and then keep it in there because it does not have an expiration date. So that's another thing that might be hidden that you might have missed. Now, another one that is again transitioned from the previous one, if we're still in our pack, you're gonna see that over here on this one, the pack materials, we have some maps. Okay, we have some maps, we have some of these ones. Let me see, is it over here? No, sorry, it's on the last one. So pack quest, you have all the quest items. This is where you can find lots of things that can help you, because you might have some recipes. Okay, let me see if I found one. So for example, Thundering Feast, it's just 2 charged eel plus 2 high quality meat. If other ingredients with electric properties are used, fish must be added in. This method is not recommended. So you have lots of cooking recipes in your backpack. But the thing that's a lot more important in here are actually the treasure maps. Okay, these ones are maps that you buy all over all over the map, from towns, from markets, or you steal them. And if you go over there and click read, it's gonna show you locations where there might be a chest. Again, some more free rewards. You go, you get to that point, you have to walk around maybe a little bit, just, you know, clicking around there several times until the chest pops up, and then you collect it. As soon as that happens, the map will go gray like you see the other one. So don't worry, you're not gonna be like, oh my god, which ones do I have to select? It's gonna be a million ones to go through. No, the ones that are not blackened out, I guess, those ones are still available. So make sure you go over there and you know, grab your rewards, more free rewards. Now let me see what's the other one. I wrote them down, that's why you keep seeing me like this, because I wrote them down on a map. This one is going to be I think the second to last one. Okay, so number 9, and that's about the dungeons. So this is something that it might be obvious, but at the same time it might not be that obvious, because, you know, again, it's really small in the side. But whenever you go to any single dungeon in the game, on the left hand side over here you have the view info. Okay, basically shows you what the boss does, shows you the areas, gives you all the details about the boss and all that. But at the same time, the most important thing that you might miss out is the lineup rack. What does this mean? Well, check this out. It opens up the recommended lineups. It does not show you the lineups based on what you have, but it shows you options of what people did. Like, for example, look, at grave number 6, it shows my team. But let's say we go back 5, 4. Okay, it shows quite a few team options that you could use. And if you see ones that like, okay, maybe I can do it, but maybe I cannot, well, just click show only non-legendary lineups, and that should make it so much easier, because you're basically only going to see lineups of epics and rares. And this should be like, I mean, look at this one, 3 champions and 3 rares, 3 champions, 3 rares, same thing that I showed. So just make sure to check this. If you're stuck and you need a few tips, just go and check these ones, and it should give you some ideas. And if you actually want to see more, you can click on the download one, for example, over here. Okay, it's gonna download, and then you can actually watch the fight itself. And this is extra helpful because you can see how they got placed. Okay, you can see how they got placed, what skills they do, and all that. And I'm quite sure, actually, you know what, let me just go to rewatch. Let's see, can I actually check their builds? I think it was, you can check their builds in the first screen. So you can also check what they have as builds. Okay, so let's go 6 again. And voila. You just click on the hero and it shows you every single piece of gear, artifact, runes, levels, stats. It shows you if they're booked or not. So this is massive. This can help you understand how to beat it, or, you know, give you ideas of building your own team so much easier just by checking this one out. Okay, so definitely keep the show lineup in mind. This is something that I really love in this game, the fact that they give us this option, as it makes it easier for us to try and progress through a game. And now tip number 10, which again, this might be something that's really obvious, but again, it might not be it might not be, and that's the advanced tab. If you go over here, there's two places that come at the top of my head. That's the hard training, and that's the temporal vortex that have some extra resources, some extra rewards. Okay, so you do have the settlement ones. Depending how many points you do, you get these rewards. However, there's a ranking. Okay, if you click here, like my ranking, I think anywhere in that spot, it takes you to this page. Okay, and like, okay, I'm ranked. Well, that's not all. It shows your ranking. But if you look again over here in the left hand side, if you click ranking rewards, it's gonna show you the extra rewards that you get depending on where you finish at the end of this. Okay, so if you're like top 50, top 300, top 150, and so on, the higher you place, the more extra rewards you can get. And it's the same principle if we're talking about temporal vortex. Let me go over there. I've not collected mine today, so you can see exactly what rewards I'm talking about. So for example, first thing that you collect is, okay, the boss challenge. Depending on how well you did, these are the rewards. But then I get this one as well, Planner Gate ranking. I've ranked 62. I get Echo Eclipse Hydra, and then I get okay. Why did it have to run out, bruh? Anyway, you can get more depending on your ranking. Again, same thing. If you click over here on the ranking, then you go to ranking rewards. Depending on how you rank, you're gonna get Echo Eclipse Hydra, you're gonna get Affinity Solvent, and you're gonna get more gold. This Echo Eclipse Hydra is the thing that's really important between. Why am I floating? I'm floating, guys. But the Echo Eclipse Hydra is what is required to get extra resources on the new season. So the more of the echoes you get, the better. So you're obviously going to try and rank as much as you can. But yeah, I think those were all 10 of the tips that I can think of. Yep, that's it. So those are my 10 tips of things that might be hidden, that you missed out, that can give you a ton of extra resources. And I hope you guys, you know, are gonna take advantage of this, and I hope this is gonna help you out, because you know what, the more free stuff we get, the more we're gonna enjoy the game. But anyway, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye guys.